Welcome back to Bayview. The Corolla has never been stronger. We've got fresh upgrades under the hood, a new sponsor backing us, and an entirely new district waiting to be explored. But the hills aren't going to hand out victories for free. Every corner is a challenge, and every race is a chance to prove this build belongs among Bayview's best. Before we hit the gas, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Nebula Core Gaming, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single step of this journey. Alright, enough talking. The Hills District is calling, and our first sprint race is about to begin. Let's see what this upgraded Corolla can really do. Well, that didn't take long. We just started the race, and we're already leading. I don't know if these upgrades turn the Corolla into a rocket, or if the rest of the grid is still waking up. But this is looking suspiciously easy. The Hills District is supposed to be the next big challenge. Right now, it feels like the competition accidentally joined a sightseeing tour instead of a race. I'm not complaining, though. If they want to hand over first place this easily, I'll gladly take it. Halfway through, and the Corolla is still leading. Everything is clicking right now. The car feels fast, the lines are clean, and the Hills District is flying by. The competition is still back there somewhere, but right now, this race is ours to lose. Let's keep the pressure on and finish the job. Another race, another win. The Corolla made that look far easier than it should have. But now it's time for something completely different. We're heading to a drift event where speed means nothing if you can't keep the car sideways. Let's see if this Corolla can dance as well as it races. That's the drift event done. Not a bad day for the Corolla so far. We've got wins on the road and wins sideways. Now we're heading to a circuit race where there's nowhere to hide. No shortcuts, no lucky finishes, just lap after lap of pure racing. Let's see if we can keep this momentum rolling. All right, circuit race time. We've already won a sprint race, we've won a drift event, and now it's time to find out if the Corolla can complete the hat trick. And look at this track. The Hills District really feels different from the rest of Bayview. The roads are faster, the corners are trickier, and one small mistake can send you on an unscheduled sightseeing tour. The Corolla is feeling fantastic right now, though. A few episodes ago, this thing was basically a budget grocery getter. Now it's hunting down race wins like it has something to prove. Fun fact, the Toyota Corolla has been in production since 1966. It's almost 60 years of Corollas roaming the planet. Most of them spend their lives taking people to work, school, and shopping centers. Ours spends its time flying through the Hills District at questionable speeds while being chased by angry racers. I think we're using the car a little differently than Toyota intended. The good thing about circuit races is that they reward consistency. The bad thing about circuit races is that they give you multiple laps to make the same mistake over and over again. And trust me, racing games have a special talent for waiting until the final lap before introducing chaos. For now though, the Corolla is looking sharp. The upgrades are working, the car feels planted, and we're carrying some serious speed through these corners. The Hills District might be new, but we're starting to feel right at home. Now let's put together some clean laps and remind Bayview why this little Corolla keeps showing up at the front of the field. Lap 1 complete, and I have to say, this is going a lot smoother than expected. The Corolla is absolutely locked in right now. The car feels planted, the corners are flowing together nicely, and the gap behind us is looking very healthy. At this point, the biggest threat isn't the other racers. It's me getting too comfortable and doing something stupid. You know how it goes. You're leading comfortably, you start thinking about the victory screen, and suddenly the nearest wall introduces itself. Let's try not to do that. Fun fact, the Toyota Corolla holds the Guinness World Record as the best-selling car model in history. More than 50 million Corollas have been sold around the world. That's an absolutely ridiculous number.
Imagine gathering every Corolla owner into one place. You'd need a country, not a parking lot. And out of all those Corollas, I like to think ours is one of the most confused. Most Corollas spend their lives commuting to work. This one spends its evenings racing through the Hills District, drifting around corners and collecting sponsor contracts. Somewhere, a Toyota engineer is probably looking at this car and asking, why is it wearing a giant wing? But honestly, that's what makes Underground 2 so special. You take an ordinary car and slowly turn it into something completely different. Right now, all those upgrades are paying off. The car is lighter, faster, and much more responsive than when we first started this journey. One lap remains. The lead is ours, the finish line is getting closer, and the Corolla is looking stronger than ever. Now let's keep it clean, avoid any last lap heroics, and bring home another win for Bayview's most overachieving Toyota.
What a way to end the episode. We headed into the Hills District for the very first time, and the Corolla didn't just survive, it dominated. From sprint races to drift events to circuit racing, this little Toyota kept delivering result after result. And honestly, the upgrades are starting to make a huge difference. The car feels faster, more responsive, and more capable than ever before. Every episode, this build gets a little stronger, and every race brings us one step closer to 100% completion. But trust me, Bayview still has plenty of challenges waiting for us. More races, more upgrades, more sponsors, and a lot more opportunities to push this Corolla to its limits. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Nebula Core Gaming, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next part of this journey. Every like, every comment, and every subscription helps the channel grow and keeps this road to 100% completion series rolling. And before you go, I've got a question for you. Which race type do you enjoy watching the most in Underground 2? Sprint, circuit, drift, street X, drag, or U.R.L? Drop your answer in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next race. Until then, keep the revs high and the wheels turning. Goodbye from Bayview.